Today's story is a non-fiction text. It has been brought in by one of the children in my class whose collection of safari readers has been growing. And today it's all about gorillas. That's a really cute picture. Okay, so non-fiction texts normally have contents pages. So we can see what is a gorilla, what does a gorilla look like, what types of gorilla are there, where do gorillas live, what do gorillas eat, how many gorillas are in a troop, how strong is a silverback gorilla, why a gorilla's in trouble, there's a gorilla puzzle, and a glossary. I think gorillas are fascinating. So what is a gorilla? Gorillas are a kind of ape and do not have a tail like most monkeys. Did you know that gorillas are the biggest of all the types of ape? So can we see all the 5 types of ape? Let's have a look. So we've got orangutan, chimpanzees, gibbons, and humans. Humans are a type of ape as well. What does a gorilla look like? So the scientific name is a gorilla. They can grow up to 1.7 meters tall, that's very tall, and weigh up to 200 kilograms. That's heavier than a human. They can run 30 kilometers an hour, so the same sort of speeds as cars, and they can live up to 50 years. Wow, they're a lot more similar to humans than I thought. So gorillas have 2 arms that are much longer than their legs. Did you know that a gorilla's brain is almost the same size as a human's? So here we've got a little picture of a human's brain and a gorilla's brain, and they're not that much different. We can see gorillas have black hair, short legs, a large thumb, there's a little picture there of the large thumb, and long arms. What types of gorillas are there? There are 4 different kinds of gorilla living in the world. Let's look at the different species. We've got a cross river gorilla, a eastern lowland gorilla, and a western lowland gorilla. Did you know that only 1,000 mountain gorillas are left in the wild? Sounds like a big number, but there should be a lot more gorillas than that, so actually it's quite a small amount. Where do gorillas live? So gorillas live in the swamps and rainforests in the middle of Africa. So Africa is the continent, and gorillas would live in different countries on that continent. Did you know that gorillas can climb but spend most of the time on the floor? I wonder why that is. Do you think they prefer it on the floor? Maybe their food's on the floor. So can you see the equator line? We've talked a lot about equator in our geography, the centre of the globe, and we know that it's hottest along the equator as well, and we've got the tropics either side of the equator. So there's the equator, and look, can you see we've got a picture here of the gorillas, and they tend to live near to the equator. We've got western lowland gorillas are either side of the equator. The mountain gorilla tends to be below the equator. The eastern lowland is below the equator, and the cross river gorilla is above the equator. That's quite interesting, actually. Where do gorillas live? So gorillas often make nests in trees that they sleep in at night. They sometimes live in Uganda, in Africa. So Uganda is the country, Africa is the continent. They prefer mountain and lowland rainforest, so they're rainforest habitats. And they prefer a size of 320 kilometres square, so quite a lot of space they need. What other animals can you see that might live in the same habitat? A bee-eater, is a bird. A colobus monkey, butterfly, I love those butterflies, those blue butterflies. Hornbill, python, elephant, chimpanzee, and chameleons. Also love a chameleon, always wanted a chameleon as a pet. What do gorillas eat? I wonder if they're carnivores or herbivores or omnivores when they eat both. Gorillas feed on bark, shoots and leaves that they find in the forest. So bark, shoots and leaves. Sounds like plants, so it sounds like herbivores. Did you know a gorilla's sharp teeth help them cut and crush plants? So what fruit and veg do they like to eat? We've got flowers, stems, fruit, leaves and bark. Did you know that gorillas eat 25 kilograms of plants a day? Now 25 kilograms is quite a lot, but plants and leaves aren't really that heavy, so you have to have lots of them to make it heavy. That's a lot of food. God, they really are greedy. How many gorillas live in a troop? Gorillas live together in a troop with up to 30 other gorillas. So that's about the same size as the children in all the classes. You imagine if we were gorillas, we would be a troop of gorillas. Same number. How strong is a silverback? So a silverback gorilla is strong and looks after the rest of the troop. A silverback gorilla is as strong as 10 humans put together. Wow. Stronger than me. I know I'm strong, but stronger than me. Stronger than another one of me, another one of me, another one. 10 humans! That's a huge amount. What does a baby gorilla look like? Oh, so cute. Infant gorillas cling to their mothers until they learn to walk and climb. Quite similar to humans, actually. Until they learn to walk, they're quite dependent on their adult. Did you know that mother gorillas are pregnant for 9 months, just like humans? Humans are the same. God, they're more similar than I realised. So this is what they look like at about a week old, holding their adult close on their mother's back, or look, they get a piggyback, and learning to climb. Why are gorillas in trouble? So, lots of rainforest has been cut down to build roads, towns and farms. Did you know the Congo rainforest has lost half its gorillas in 100 years? 100 years is quite a long time, but it shouldn't be getting rid of half of the gorillas in that time. There should still be a lot more gorillas. A rainforest the size of a football pitch, and I know there's lots of football fans in this class, is cut down every 2 seconds. 1, 2. Another part of the rainforest has been cut down. 1, 2. Another part's been cut down. That's crazy. And on their conservation status, they are listed as critically endangered. So they're on the orange section, which means we really, really need to look after them. There is the gorilla puzzle, and then looking at the glossary. So, ape is a group of primates that do not have a tail. Equator is an invisible line that runs through the middle of the world. Troop is a family or a group of gorillas. A silverback is the dominant male in a gorilla troop that has silver hair on its back. Dominant means sort of like the boss, the main, the leader, the one in charge. And pregnant is the amount of time it takes for an infant to grow inside its mother and be born. That was fascinating. I absolutely love gorillas, so I'm really grateful to the owner of this book for bringing this in. That's brilliant. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed listening to the story.